Today, I'm sharing a story I have never told publicly before. It's about the moment I almost quit my very first job. Not because I wasn't good at it, but because of one absolutely terrifying situation that caught me completely off guard. If you've ever felt like you were thrown into the deep end with your English skills, this episode is going to hit really close to home. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's get started after the intro. Welcome to the Linguamind English podcast. I'm Orsi, and I help motivated professionals speak English with calm and confidence, even in high pressure situations, using language tools, confidence building exercises, and visualizations. If you're tired of letting language anxiety hold you back from the career you deserve, you're in the right place. So, let me take you back to 2013 when I had just finished college and got my first real job at an NGO that helped minority people in my community. I was so excited and nervous at the same time. You know that feeling when you are starting something completely new, right? Most people at my workplace didn't speak English really well, which honestly made me feel pretty good about my own English skills. I thought to myself, okay, my English is not that bad after all. I can definitely handle this job. So I was feeling confident, maybe even a little bit proud of my skills compared to my colleagues, of course. But then something happened that changed everything. One day, my boss told us we were going to Italy for this big international training. 30 people from our city could go, and there would be about 300 people from all over Europe. I was so excited. I thought it would be an amazing opportunity to learn new things, and I had never been to Italy before and practice my English with people from different countries. So I packed my notebook, my pens, all my supplies you can imagine. I was ready to be the perfect student, ready to learn and take detailed notes. I was actually looking forward to this. But let me tell you, something completely different happened than what I expected. So we arrived in Italy and walked into this huge conference room. There were 300 people from so many different countries. I was looking around, feeling excited about the international environment, thinking about all the networking opportunities. So the first speaker was introduced, and they were going to present in English, of course. That was the common language. I looked around in the room and noticed something strange. I didn't see a Hungarian interpreter. You know, interpreters are those people who translate everything from English to Hungarian. That's when I started feeling a little confused. So I turned to my boss and I asked what I thought was a reasonable question. Hey, who's going to interpret from English to Hungarian for us? And he looked at me. I'll never forget this moment, by the way, and said completely casually, You will. What? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My heart just dropped. I was shocked, and honestly, I was really angry. Nobody had told me about this beforehand. Nobody had asked if I could do it or if I was comfortable with it. No preparation, no warning, nothing. They just assumed I would handle it. And here's the thing, I had never done interpretation before. Never. And interpretation is incredibly difficult. They say that it consumes as much energy as a surgeon. uses for performing surgeries. So you can imagine now. Um, you have to listen in English, understand everything quickly, process it, and then immediately say it in Hungarian, all at the same time, while the speaker keeps talking without stopping, maybe occasionally stopping. It's like mental gymnastics. I was furious. How could they put me in this situation without asking first? I felt completely lost and I felt that it was unfair. So, right in that moment, sitting in that big conference room with 299 other people waiting for the session to start, I had two choices in front of me. Choice number one: stand up, walk out, and quit my job right there. Tell my boss this wasn't fair, that I was done, and leave immediately. And honestly, part of me really, really wanted to do that. Choice number two: try to do it. Try to interpret for 30 people, even though I had no experience and no preparation. I sat there for what felt like forever, but was probably just a few seconds actually, thinking about what to do. I was scared out of my mind. What if I made terrible mistakes? What if I could understand the speaker's accent, but I wouldn't be able to translate it in time? What if my colleagues missed important information because of me? All these worst case scenarios were running through my head, and I was getting more and more panicked. But then I remembered something: a simple mental technique I had learned during my meditation practice. So I took a deep breath and did something I had practiced many times before. I counted slowly: three, two, one. Then I said to myself, and this is really important to say it like this: my brain is ready to do this. Not like, I hope I can do this, or maybe this will work out, or please don't let me mess this up. But my brain is ready to do this. A clear confidence statement. And you know what? Something absolutely amazing happened. I stopped feeling scared and started thinking about what I actually could do instead of what I couldn't do. I spoke both languages well. I understood the topic they were going to discuss. I was a good listener. I had always been good at paying attention to details. Maybe, but just maybe, I could actually do this. That simple counting technique and that positive affirmation helped me feel so much calmer. My heart stopped racing like crazy. I could breathe normally again, and my mind became clearer. So I made my decision. I stayed there. I wanted to support my community. I stood up in front of everyone and I was going to interpret for my colleagues. So, for the next 90 minutes, and let me tell you, it felt like the longest 90 minutes of my life, I interpreted everything that the speaker said. No notes to help me understand the content beforehand, no time to prepare vocabulary, nothing. I just had to listen, understand, and translate in real time while trying not to panic. And you know what the most incredible part is? I could do it. I could do it. It wasn't perfect. I'm sure I made some mistakes here and there, but I could help 30 people understand important information that they needed for their work. Even today, I still don't know how that happened. And I had no formal training to interpret, no experience. But I do know one thing for certain: I couldn't have done it without the mental preparation technique, the 3, 2, 1 countdown, and telling myself, My brain is ready for this. This became my secret weapon for high pressure English situations that day forward. It helped me shift from complete panic mode to actually being able to perform, from paralyzing anxiety to taking action. This experience taught me something incredibly important that I want to share with you. Your English skills are much stronger than you think they are, especially when you really need them. When you stop focusing on being perfect and start focusing on communicating, on getting your message across, amazing things can happen. The problem usually isn't your English abilities after a while. The problem is our anxiety about our English. That day in Italy, it could have been the day I quit my first job out of fear and frustration. Maybe I should have done it, but instead it became the day I discovered I was capable of so much more than I had ever imagined. So let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those surprise English situations at work or in your private life? Maybe someone suddenly asked you to give a presentation or talk to a client, an international client, or answer an important phone call with a foreign customer, or explain something really complicated to your boss. What did you do in that moment? Did you feel that familiar panic rising in your chest? Or were you able to find calm, focused feeling that helped you perform better than you expected? Here's what I really want you to take away from this story. When you find yourself in one of those scary, unexpected English situations, try this method, this countdown 3, 2, 1. That also saved me. So, and don't forget the magic sentence: my brain is ready for this. So, again, don't say other stuff like, God, please don't let me make mistakes and stuff like that. No, my brain is ready for this. This simple change in your internal dialogue helps you access the English knowledge you already have instead of getting stuck worrying about all the English you think you don't know. Your brain really is ready for more than you think, especially when it's calm. I know your next unexpected English challenge might be closer than you think. It might happen tomorrow at work, or next week in a meeting, or next month when you are traveling. When that moment comes, and it will come, I want you to remember my story from Italy. Remember that scared young woman who almost quit her job, but instead, she discovered that she was capable of interpreting for 90 minutes without any training. Remember the method? 3, 2, 1. My brain is ready for this. You have more English inside you than you know. You have more confidence available to you than you realize. Sometimes you just need the right technique to access it when the pressure is on. If you want to get ready for your next meeting, grab my English meeting emergency kit that I prepared for you. I put the link for you in the description below. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If this story resonated with you, I would love to hear about it. Leave a comment below, please. Thank you again, and until next time, keep practicing, keep growing, and most importantly, keep trusting yourself. You've got this. This was the Linguamind English podcast. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.